Welcome. In this brief video, we will be discussing decision making without probabilities, where cost is involved. We will cover the optimistic or Maximax approach, the conservative or Maximin approach, and also the Minimax Regret approach. We will be using this payoff table, where payoffs are costs. The approach we will use in this tutorial is applicable to all cases where smaller payoff values are preferred over larger ones. The objective could be to minimize cost, minimize customer waiting time, minimize risk, minimize distance, and so on. The optimistic or Maximax approach. Using this approach, we choose the alternative with the best of the best payoffs. Note that the payoffs are costs. Therefore, the smaller the better. For D1, the best payoff is -5. For D2, the best is -9. And for D3, the best is -5. The overall best is -9. Therefore, the optimistic decision is to choose D2. The conservative or Maximin approach. Using this approach, we choose the alternative that has the best of the worst payoffs. We first choose the worst payoff in each decision alternative and then choose the best of them. Since these are costs, for D1, the worst is 14. For D2, the worst is 15. For D3, the worst is 18. The best of these worst payoffs is 14. Therefore, the conservative decision is to choose D1. The Minimax Regret approach. Using this approach, we choose the alternative with the minimum of all the maximum regrets across all alternatives. Regret is the difference between the best payoff and the actual payoff received in a particular state of nature. Therefore, for S1, the best payoff is 5, since we're dealing with costs. That is, if you knew S1 was going to occur, you would have chosen D3. So if S1 occurs and you already chose D1, your regrets will be 12 minus 5, which equals 7. That is, if you could pay $5 for an item and you paid $12 instead, your regret will be $7. Note that if these are profits, we will subtract all payoffs from the best, which in that case will be the largest value. But because these are costs, we will subtract the smallest from other payoffs. Whatever you do, make sure your regret values are not negative. So going back to S1, if instead you chose D2, you're paying $15 when you could pay $5, and your regret will be 15 minus 5, which equals 10. And if you chose D3, your regret is 5 minus 5, which equals 0. That is, there is no regret. For S2, your best payoff is -5. So if you chose D1, your regret will be -5 minus 5, which equals 0. No regret. Note that the double negative becomes positive. And if you chose D2, your regret is 11 minus -5, which equals 16. If you chose D3, your regret will be 18 minus -5, which equals 23. If S3 occurs, the best payoff is -9. So if you chose D1, your regret will be 14 minus -9, which is 23. And if you chose D2, your regret is -9 minus -9, which equals 0. If you chose D3, your regret will be -5 minus -9, which equals 4. Here is the regret table. Note that after the regrets are calculated, the approach for determining the best alternative is exactly the same for profit and cost problems. Since the decision is to be made on Minimax Regret, we first determine the maximum regret for each alternative and then choose the minimum. For D1, the maximum regret is 23. For D2, the maximum is 16. For D3, the maximum is 23. The minimum of these maximum regrets is 16. Therefore, the Minimax Regret decision is to choose D2. Please leave your comments or questions below. Thanks for watching.